In lieu of conversation, may I look around your premises?
On what grounds?
You surely realize that you are a suspect in the formula's disappearance.
I had the opportunity, and my political convictions supply the motive. That's simple-minded and insulting.
You wouldn't commit a crime to support your beliefs?
Rob my employer and traffic in government secrets? Never. I'm no man's dupe, and no country's either. Search if you must. I'm sure you'd threaten my job or incarceration if I denied you. Don't skulk about.
You were difficult to find, Mrs. Ratchet. Is that by design?
I'm at Speaker's Corner every Sunday, sir. You might drag yourself out from whatever bourgeois trough you wallow in and receive the truth from Mr. Ingalls.
This wax is a part of the seal from the stolen formula. How did you come by it?
I picked it up to save the ministry carpet. I'll add it to my tallow for candles.
Lose that story, Mrs. Ratchet. It won't wash. You have placed yourself at grave risk, and not only from the authorities.
What you mean?
I mean that Pratt was murdered for his part in the theft. I mean that as the formula has likely been in this room, you may be in danger. Do not trifle with me. What have you done with it?
I found it behind the clerk's desk and returned it to the ministry reading room. It's there now.
Stop, Mrs. Ratchet. A lie to protect Pratt will serve neither of you now. Tell me what you know of Pratt, Mrs. Ratchet.
He was orphaned young and raised by relations. He seemed an unhappy man, friendless, uncomfortable in his work. And his bohemian habits didn't help. Tired all the time. But from his first day at the ministry, he was kind to me. Always kind.
And you repaid the kindness, I think. You returned the formula for him.
Yes. After the document was discovered missing, he came back here, sick from worry. terrible agitated he was. Said it got into his briefcase by accident.
You believed him then?
Others would have been quick to condemn him, because he's a bit different. But he's been very kind to us. Little remembrances and such. He begged me to return it, so I did. Makes no difference now, I suppose. But he promised he would tell Mr. Holmes eventually. And I told Mr. Pratt that I would have to if he didn't.
I believe you, Mrs. Ratchet. I only wish you had confided in me earlier. How did you return the formula to the Ministry reading room?
I've worked here 20 years, Mr. Holmes. I'm not entirely stupid. I resealed it and left it amidst the rubble on the clerk's desk.
You didn't think it strange, let alone sinister, that the seal was broken?
The seal must be broken to see what's inside. That's the point, isn't it?
Not really. Why didn't you return it to its filing box?
I couldn't find it. Mr. Pratt said it was number 5. I thought the mess on the desk would suit, and I was certain that Mr. Whitney would never notice until long after I'd gone home. He's not the most attentive clerk.
Was there anything peculiar about the document? Anything unexpected?
Now that you mention it, there was an odd brown stain in one corner. I don't know how it came to be there.
What is your opinion of Eldridge Whitney?
Pompous bore. Wants to impress the other boys. Fails miserably. Weak pedigree, it seems. Insults me. Perhaps it makes him feel better about himself. Pathetic sod. Another victim of the class system.
Do you have any idea how Pratt spent his leisure time? With whom he spent it?
No. He was a solitary lad. We talk frequently. He never mentioned friends.
Are you familiar with a place called the Weary Punt?
I should hope not.
Would you share any suspicions you harbour concerning the disappearance of the formula?
I'll cast no aspersions.
Those responsible for the theft tried to kill my brother. I will not rest until I find and punish those who are responsible.
In your desire for revenge, would you do violence to the innocent?
The entirely innocent are as rare as a painless amputation, Mrs. Ratchet. Remember that.
They're as common as the entirely guilty, Mr. Holmes. You might remember that.
That painting is by Thomas Pratt, isn't it?
What makes you say so?
I know Pratt's style. I know his colours. How did you come by it?
He gave it to me. There's nothing wrong with that.
Perhaps. What is your relation to him?
Very kind man, our Mr. Pratt. Always very kind.
I recognize the greengrocer in the photograph. Is the other boy his brother?
Yes, that's David. He's currently living at government expense. He and Sidney are very like, as brothers often are.
As you were friends, I'm sorry to inform you that Thomas Pratt has been found brutally murdered.
How awful. I'd wondered where he'd gone. He was kind to me, considerate. Always asked after my unlucky boy. I'll miss him.
Do you have any idea who would want to harm my brother?
I can't imagine. I'm sorry for his pain and for your grief.
Thank you. Would it shock you to learn that Thomas Pratt was involved in the theft of the formula?
If it's true, yes. I never took him for a thief. But if you found your culprit, why are you questioning me?
I don't know why he stole it, or for whom, or who his accomplices were. I wonder if you were one of them, Mrs. Ratchet. Mrs. Ratchet has been played as a pawn, Watson, and it seems Whitney has not revealed all he knew about the formula.
That was clear from our interview. What has changed?
The lost has been found right under his nose. The formula is back at the ministry. I may have to turn up the heat again.
Too much heat can kill, Holmes.
Perhaps a more figurative warming will serve us just as well.